Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Coding Shinobi. We have started Java interview question series and this is part 5. We were talking about collections and today we are going to see all interview questions related to maps, especially hash maps. And let's get started. So our first question for today is, what is a map in Java? Map is a data structure that stores elements as key value pairs. All keys are unique in maps and but values can be duplicate. Second question, can we store primitive data types in maps, keys and values? No, we cannot store primitive data types, but if you want to use primitive data types in maps, then go for wrapper classes. Can we have duplicate keys in map? As we have discussed, the primary property is all keys must be unique, but values can be duplicate. Does map extends the collection framework in Java? Although map is a part of collections framework, it does not extend the collection interface. Since you can say collection stores linear kind of data, but in map the data is stored as key value pairs. That's why map has overall different hierarchy from collection interface. What is the fundamental difference between set and map? As you know, set does not allow you to insert duplicate elements. Only unique values are allowed in set, while a map does not allow user to insert duplicate keys. As in here keys are unique, but in set all the values or all the elements in sets are unique. Set allows to insert only unique null value. In map we can have single null key at most and many null values. Since duplicate elements are not allowed, only one null value will be allowed in set, and in map, since keys are unique, only single null key, but values can be null as many as possible. How will you decide when to use a list, set and map collection in Java? Okay. For unique elements, no duplicate values, then use set. If your use case is like you need all unique values, you don't want any duplicate values, then go for a set. If you want random access from on a index value frequently, then go for array list, because random access for array list it is constant time. If you want your insertion order to be preserved, then use list based collection. If you want your data to be stored in key value pair and fast search, then go for hash map based collection, because search is faster in hash map, it is in constant time. Unique elements in natural sorted order, then use tree set. So basically, if you want your insertion order to be preserved, then go for list. If you want unique elements, then go for set. And if you want to store your data in key value pairs and for faster search, go for map. What is a hash map? Hash map is a type of map or collection based on map for storing key value pairs, but it also has unique keys. All the properties that we have of maps, of course, are um, same as that of hash map, but hash map is backed by hash table. And since the keys are calculated based on the hash value of a particular object or object reference, when it comes to Java, it is called as hash map, and we don't have any particular ordering of elements in hash map. Explain the internal working of a hash map. This is one of the most important questions when it comes to collections interview questions related to hash map, and you can get this question asked for many interviews, and interviews basically expect you to know this. Internally, hashmap uses arrays and linked list data structures. When you declare a hashmap, it will create an array of buckets, wherein a bucket will typically consist of key, value, and address of the next node. While inserting a key in hashmap, when we do map.put key value, Then hash code of that key is calculated using the hash code method of object class, which is overridden by hashmap, of course. And based on that hash code, index is calculated where your key value pair will be stored, right? So value is stored and on that particular index calculated. In case of collisions, linked lists are used and new node is attached at that particular index. When we'll see what a collision in hashmap is, you can have different questions related to collision as well, and how Java handles collisions, that we will also see. After Java 8, BSDs are used for efficient retrieval of data. So before Java 8, Java used linked lists in case of collisions, but after Java 8, they started using binary search trees for efficient retrieval of data, because if in case of many collisions, your time complexity will become big O of n, but if it is stored as BSTs, then your time complexity will reduce to log n, which is nothing as compared to n, right? The next question is, of course, what is collision in hash map? Collision occurs when more than one key generates the same hash code. Basically, same index is generated for two different keys. An increased number of collisions can affect the performance of hash map. Does hash map allows you to store null values? Yes, remember hash map allows you to store null values, but it does not allow you to store more than one null key. Are hash maps in Java thread safe or not? Hash maps in Java are not thread safe. If you want your hash map to be thread safe, then synchronize it using collections.synchronized map. Collections.synchronized map will take a lock on whole object or the whole data structure, which will eventually make it slower. If you know that more than one thread is going to be working on your data structure, then go for concurrent hash map, because it will take a lock on individual segments rather than taking a lock on whole object. So it is comparatively faster than collections.synchronized map. What is the difference between hash maps and hash tables? In hash map, no internal synchronization. If you want your hash map to be synchronized, as we have seen, go for collections.synchronized map. Hash table is by default synchronized internally. Hash map can have several null values but only one null key. Hash table does not allow null keys as well as no null values. Hash map was introduced in JDK 1.2, but hash table is a legacy class like vector. Hashmap can be traversed by using iterator, but hash table can be traversed by both iterator and enumerator. What is the time complexity of inserting and retrieving an element from hashmap? Because of hash code calculation, time complexity of get and put methods is constant, that is big O of 1. And although if your hash code algorithm is not efficient, it can go up to big O of n. But that doesn't matter, since Java already uses efficient algorithm to calculate the hash codes and indexes. So there are very less chances of collisions to occur. So in Java, time complexity of get and put methods is constant. What is the difference between hash map and tree map? In hash map, no order is maintained, but in tree map, you can store your data in natural sorted order or order defined by your comparator. Can have several null values and one null key, as we have seen hash map, but in tree map, no null keys and values are allowed, similar to a tree set, because internally compare to is used, and uh, eventually it will return null pointer exception if you are trying to insert a null key in tree map. Hash map is fast because ordering is not maintained, right? Only the hash code is calculated, and based on that hash code, index is calculated. So it is the insertion and getting retrieval of an element is order of 1, and tree map is slower as compared to that of hash map. Tree map will take logarithmic time for get and put operations. Arrays and linked lists are used internally for hash map. For tree map, it is implemented with the help of read black trees. How is collision handled in hash map? There is a method known as chaining. A linked list is used whenever the same hash value is generated for more than one keys, then or the index calculated for more than one keys is same, then a linked list will be created, and your new pair will be attached to the front of the list. New node is created and attached to the front of list. So this is how collision is handled in hashmap using linked lists. And after Java 8, binary search trees are used. But you should at least know for now, like, linked lists are used internally. Define linked hash map in Java. It is very similar to hash map, also like stored as key value pair, of course, basic properties of maps, but order is maintained in linked hash map. Internally, it uses doubly linked list, and you can retrieve the elements in the same order that it was inserted. What is the difference between hash map and concurrent hash map? The differences are very similar to hash map and hash table basically, but hash table is a legacy class, concurrent hash map is not, and way much better than hash table. Hash map is not synchronized, but concurrent hash map is synchronized internally. Hash map can have several null values and only one null key. Like hash table, no null keys and values are allowed in concurrent hash map. You can externally synchronize your hash map using collections.synchronized map, and you don't have any option related to synchronization in concurrent hash map. It will be synchronized by default. You cannot unsynchronize it. So guys, this was all about maps and interview questions related to maps and hash maps. I hope you now have better understanding about hash maps. Um, if you find my video informative or my content informative, then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and comment down if you have any suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.